It's a small step to alleviate the suffering in Syria. That's the message from Kuwait's representative at the United Nations. US Ambassador Nikki Haley says the ceasefire is a long time coming.
At least 19 health facilities have been bombed since Sunday. 19. As they dragged out the negotiation, the bombs from Assad's fighter jets continued to fall. In the 3 days it took us to adopt this resolution, how many mothers lost their kids to the bombing and the shelling?
After the resolution was adopted, several nations blamed Russia for the vote's delay. Moscow wanted changes to the original text, and it maintains that an effective ceasefire needs to come from actors within Syria.
The resolution explicitly states that it does not apply to the military operations against Daesh, Jabhat al-Nusra or other al-Qaeda-affiliated organizations or other terrorist groups which have been acknowledged as such by the Security Council. This is a struggle which will continue. We call on international players to closely coordinate on this matter, including with the Syrian government, with strict compliance with international law, including respect for Syrian sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Syrian officials say terrorists have fired thousands of missiles into Damascus from eastern Ghouta. At the UN, they said nations like the US are to blame for supporting such groups.
They should stop these plans to spread terrorism and to ensure the legitimate military presence on our territories. I say that to my colleague from the United States who has threatened us before you all and no one has responded to her. I am saying all this will not succeed and it will backfire sooner or later.
It's a view rejected by Britain's Deputy UN Ambassador Stephen Hickey. He says the bombing of eastern Ghouta is a war crime. The two biggest rebel groups in eastern Ghouta say they welcome the ceasefire and will cooperate to ensure aid reaches civilians. But the deal doesn't include groups linked to al-Qaeda or Daesh. So while some areas may see calm, there are fears that the Syrians and the Russians will simply continue bombing other parts of the suburb. In Syria's mass of competing groups, different ideologies and divergent interests, there are no easy solutions. Council members made it very clear that this resolution won't solve the crisis in Syria, but they hope it will at least offer a little relief to get aid to those that are most in need. William Denselow, TRT World, New York.